Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the LFC podcast, Beauty, Strength, and Dominance. My name is Mike Larkin, and joining me today is none other than Miss Lora Cross. You can check her out from the modeling side of things, sessions wrestling, and she is really a Jill of all trades in her line of work. Laura, it's a pleasure and a privilege. How are you?
Yeah, we're happy to be back. It was really fun last time.
Absolutely. If you guys have not heard our last interview, check out the On the Mic with Mike series that I do for StephenMikeShow.com. We really encompassed a lot, and we really got to find out a lot of the stuff that you're into. My goodness, modeling from personal training and everything. Like I said, you do pretty much all, Laura.
I really think that I do. Yeah, I've been in the studio today shooting with a guy that I met session wrestling, and we're shooting all sorts of stuff. Our wrestling day is tomorrow, so I'm sure he's more pumped about that. But we got into a little bit of wrestling in like all of our scripts, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I look at it from a stance too. And what's amazing about the session girls industry is just the overall clientele and everything that goes in. I mean, you're really fulfilling your fantasies if you really look at it from that perspective, you know?
Well, yeah, and my fantasy, one of many, is dominating men. I also love meeting new people, and it's just really fun, and it's like creative, and I'll just have like a general outline of things I might want to do, and then we all come together and decide like the finer details of everything. It's just a really fun creative process, and I feel like it's the same with sessions. Like they give you a general overview of what they want, and then you really like get in and sort of feel out like what they're actually like lightening up to, you know what I mean, or what's really sparking them and what they said that maybe they're not quite as into and sort of helping them, you know what I mean.
Oh, absolutely. I look at it from a stance too. As individuals, you know, we're all unique in what we like from our fetishes and preferences. So, I mean, we get to really explore one's horizons and really opens one's mind, so to speak, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's just it's really fun. It's like a adult playtime kind of.
We all really need that adult playtime, if you will. So, like I said, if we can encompass that within the session or just in general, it really does wonders, you know?
Yeah.
What's very cool about the LFC side of things here, and we'll come back to sessions in a sec, but god dang, I gotta say, the first time I saw you being listed as a part of that LFC madness, I'm like, well, all right, here's Laura Cross coming in, and I gotta say, I was excited to see it, and I was glad to see a part of LFC madness. So I'm kind of curious, how did you kind of gravitate towards the LFC front? Because again, we'll talk about the whole process in general, but what really kind of gravitated you towards the LFC front, Laura?
Sure. So I will say, I got kicked out in the third round. So I did well though, because I'm so new. I mean, this is my first year, but and at this point, it's so LFC Madness initially is just votes, right? So it's a vote. So they're trying to pull, you know, fitness. Like basically, you have to get accepted as a prospect. So you sort of give them your application, what you've done, like, you know, what has been verified, like what evidence can you give to them that shows them that you're actually a fitness person, an athlete, and a wrestler, as well as sort of your bio, your backstory, all your stuff. So really, it's like your resume that you like give to them. And so they accepted. I'm trying to think of how many prospects it was in the tournament. I'd have to look back. I think there's 5 rounds. So anyways, whatever that is, maybe 20 or roughly 20.
There was like 5 rounds in the entire thing. Like it went from Eastern to Western Conference, pretty much like you would see in college basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And so they were like, you know, congratulations, we picked you as a prospect. Here's how it's going to roll. Like, make sure you start, you know, letting people know that you've made it. But yeah, so anyways, so that was really cool. And I got to, you know, meet and talk to some of the girls that are on there. And I mean, I know all of them. Like I know all of the girls on there, which is cool. So I'm pretty sure it's like if you're doing well as a session wrestler, it's kind of like your next step, like your next logical step. And then you get to actually do these live fights where you get to go against other girls that know what they're doing, helps that they're super hot and they're in lingerie. I mean, I'm totally not into that at all. But no, I think it's just really fun. And it's cool. Like, I mean, that is my number one goal right now, is to get in the lingerie fighting league. Like, that's my number one goal. So it's like, cool, it didn't make it year one, still on the prospect list, and I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna do it again.
I think personally, what's great about a lot of the girls like yourself that were in there. I mean, if you guys have not seen the LFC Madness Prospect Tournament and everything that was encompassed, we're down to T. Bella Madison and Bella Rockefeller, who will be fighting at LFC 3D event coming up. But it's like, god dang, man, we had independent professional wrestlers in there from Luscious Latasha. We had
Yep.
some people from the Sessions wrestling world, such as Dominique Danger, yourself, Vixie Trace, who I know got you in that round there, and we have. I know you went through Frankie Winter. That was a bye in that one, but god dang, man, you held your own in that tournament there, Laura.
I really appreciate it. I do my best. Unfortunately, during the round they got kicked out of, my Instagram got banned. so I lost 14.8 thousand potential votes.
Well, okay. I did see that because now you did have to start from scratch. What in the world happened?
Oh, I think I posted too many racy photos, and probably I have some haters, I bet. Because, like, if you get, continually, like, reported, maybe it just is what it is.
Hey, I look at it from a stance. First and foremost, Miss Cross, I have seen your beautiful imagery and your racy photos as you put it on your Instagram. I've seen worse than what you post. You know what I'm saying?
I follow the rules, like, I toe the line, but I don't jump over it. You know what I mean? Like, never have I ever actually just shown a full nipple or like anything.
So you're kind of like, to take it back to the 80s. You hold the line. Love isn't always on time. You hold the line, but you don't cross the line. So
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, I like, fucking with boundaries. Like, that's fun, but I don't ever, like, jump. Like,
exactly. I look at it from a stance too. First and foremost, the social media front with you is always on fleek. And I was telling you this. I just saw your TikTok video talking, just getting back in the house. Your husband locked you out. Very funny and very fun content that we get to see from behind the scenes. We get to see some, like, a panty race, top race, and do all these things to see who can get it off more than once. Like, it's very cool to see what you're doing on the TikTok front.
oh, thank you so much. Yeah. So obviously that was a true life story. Like, me and one of my good friends who does sessions, we were on our way, like, we needed to go, like, leave really quickly to go to a foot domination session. And I just, like, came home and, like, was literally locked out. I was like, what the fuck? Bam, bam. And that's really what it was like. And then I waited until I actually got in, and then I was like, wait, hold up, we got to recreate this.
First and foremost, going through, like, the doggy door was, like, the best part about that. And then just friggin' you take the hat off and here you go. We got a modeling session to do. Like, that was, it's content, it's entertaining, but you recreated that whole scenario so well.
Yeah, that's, like, legit exactly how it happened. Like,
It's one of those things too. I look at it from a stance too. When it comes to TikTok, I mean, there's more than just dancing videos. We get a way to be creative, and it's one of those things to compare TikTok to today's social media front. It's like Vine but amplified. If you could, for those that remember Vine.
I remember Vine. Yeah. Yeah, I really like TikTok a lot. I will say, like, I should probably make my backup TikTok account now. There's, like, I'll use I'll use the sound. Like, there was a really funny video that I posted that was just a rendition. Like, I was just lip syncing what somebody already posted, but then mine got banned. Like, I was just like, how is this possible?
That's not suspect at all. No, I mean, that's odd because, I mean, we get to see a lot of that when they lip sync, whether what it's just songs and just in general, and then you get banned. Like, it's weird. It's weird with the algorithms.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people know that I do adult work. Like, they just know it. Facebook's real smart. Just
What's interesting about LFC is we have seen a lot of people that have done adult work get into LFC. Like I said, you know a lot of them, and here's what I love about it. I think you can agree with me with this sentiment. Like the Sessions world, with what Jennifer Thomas has done, Jenny Bloody Valentine for the LFC fans. It's
Yep.
amazing just to see that crossover from Sessions wrestling into LFC. I mean, we get to see the clientele and what you guys do from the Session side of things. But when you get to LFC, you get to more amplify yourselves and really turn that volume way up. So it's a great contrast.
Dude, I can't freaking wait. I have been training so so much. Yeah, I went to so I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when I'm in town and not traveling 6 days a week for either an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then I have one friend that I've been like rolling and practicing with outside of that. But you probably can't see right now, but like my legs are all bruised up, which I feel like I wear like a badge of honor right now.
Well, it's the wounds of war, man. It's the scars. The scars remind us, to quote Papa Roach, man. You got the scars. You got the wounds of war.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's cool. Like the people that I roll with are mostly large men who are very trained, and so like they know exactly what they're doing. So especially the ones that just like smash me the first roll, will be like, "Hey, what you should have done here is this." Like, "Oh, you could have gone for an armbar right there." Like, which is cool. So it's like, but first they just smash me, and then yeah, they'll give me some tips, and then they'll roll again. Like,
That's a process. First, they just smash me and kill me, but then, oh yeah, we'll give you the process and we'll talk about techniques. That's a hell of a strategy and just the way to just go into that, you know?
yeah, I mean, that really is how it is though. And I can't say like there's occasionally people will go a little bit easier on me, but I think most people really just don't like at all. Like,
Well, you're one of those girls, and I'm going to say this: you're a tough son of a gun, and this is why I love you because you take the abuse, but you can also give it back. Because I mean, they see your toughness, they see how you roll, and they see your vibes. And I mean, you're a pleasant person, and I'll say this not just because you're my friend, but goddamn, man, you're a pleasant person. But then it's like when we go fisticuffs, man, when we take you down, man,
yep,
shit is on. You know what I'm saying?
yep, no, exactly, yeah, um, yeah, it's cool. And I'm basically right now able to submit almost all of the girls. There's one that she teaches self-defense classes and she's been teaching for, and she still got my number, but I've got the other girls, and I'm working my way up the belts with the men right now.
I gotta say again, it's like a hand in glove deal with the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu side and MMA and pro wrestling that really encompasses LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. I mean, for you, like I'm gonna ask you because again, you know a lot of the girls. Again, the contrasting style. Is there anyone currently that you kind of have like your eye on, so to speak, when it comes to LFC? I mean, I know you want to get there. I know you will get there in due time. But god dang, man, is there someone who you really have your eye on that you're looking towards?
Right. Well, I mean, I kind of want to get, would want to get Vixie Tracy because she smashed me. Like, um, yeah. I would also love to go against Jennifer Thomas.
Now you see that is a great. That was actually where I was going to go with this because
Yeah.
first, Jenny being the veteran that she is, she just came off a win over Mia Annabella and the Sturgis events just happened the 3 nights. I mean, god dang man, a lot of people don't even realize like how much of a veteran, and not just the fact that she's a brick shithouse and she can beat the hell out of you, but the wisdom that woman has.
Oh yeah, no, like I really, really respect her. And I mean, she's done a wonderful job with everything I've ever seen her do. With Session Girls, with some of her interviews she's done with other girls on there, with how she runs everything. And like here's an example. I got a fake review posted on my Session Girls, right?
Hmm?
And I contacted her like quickly. She immediately took it down. Like it was like a person who posted a review for a city I've never been to. Like I was just like, what? Like
Well, first and foremost, false advertisement, and second of all, notice how quick the professionalism just like get that shit right out of here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, they're like read all my other ones. They're like, yeah, this is garbage. Like
I mean, but the time that someone would do just to friggin' make a fake review of someone who's never been there and just the whole nine, man. It's that type of crap that's just so unnecessary and bullshit.
Same person who doesn't like my Instagram.
Oh my God. Now, first and foremost, like, how many Instagrams are you up to now? Because god dang, everybody's like getting banned, whether it be in the adult work or just in general. I mean, the guidelines are so like buck wild.
Yeah. I have two right now. Which is, which I think is fine. I think I'm gonna make 2 of everything.
See, that's not a bad idea because you could do stuff fetish in your work, but then you can also do one that's kind of like personal and more for like the personal side of things. So you can mix the two and mix the blend,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's probably where it's gonna settle at.
I mean, if you look at, just again to make a popular culture reference here, you look at Chris Brown, man, double your pleasure, double your fun, dance forever, give you the double the pleasure of Laura Cross, huh? The marketing side of things.
Like what I was trying to do with my 2 Instagrams was have one be like my, sort of like professional, pretty, like, and you'll see my stories for what I actually do, but like professional, pretty photos, because I've done that for like 15 years, right? And I really like it still. And then the other one be more like behind the scenesy, like just whatever I want to post, and I can even put whatever I want on my feed. It doesn't have to be like this professional photograph, of this professional photographer who's been doing it for his career. And then that got banned. So now I'm like switching back, my backup to the printy thing, the pretty pictures, and then the backup to the backup, the behind the scenes now where I post more fun things.
To the backup. I like how you put that, the backup to the backup.
It's just a cyclical thing. It's like, I assume this will happen because of what I do.
First and foremost, again, you're taking precaution, and that's very smart on your end, just because, well, first and foremost, if you look at today's stance in today's world, today's social climate, if you will, and today's society, if people are that offended over that, I'm going to say right now, y'all got to get your priorities intact if you're going to do stuff like that.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Instagram. Fuck you.
You can say fuck you. Of course you can do it. I look at it from a stance too. A lot of people say, okay, I'm going to say this right now, and I love her to death. Miss Agatha Delicious, better known to LFC fans as Agatha Cannibal Carter. She was on here and said, fuck Facebook. So please, we're fucking a lot of social medias here because they try to take us down, man. I get it. It's okay.
That's right. You don't know my industry. I fuck for a living. You can't. I'll fuck you up. I'm professional.
Oh my God, yeah, but that's the thing too. So anyway, social media fans aside, now you brought up a great point with Vixie Trace, because Vixie, much like yourself, is very adamant to wanting to join the LFC roster. I know she'll get there as well. You two, I gotta say, in the LFC ring and the LFC auspices, that is a dream bout for a lot of LFC fans.
Oh yeah, I would be, dude. I would take a fight, a semi-competitive match or a cat fight from any of the girls on that roster. If anyone's down, just freaking DM me.
Just freaking making out the open challenge on the show. I like your style. I like your style throwing out some open challenges. Exactly. And I also look at it from a stance too. Like, we got a lot of people, and I got to say right now, Lauren the Animal Fogel, who's doing her thing, LFL All-Star, and this is where I love the compare and contrast, because we mentioned session girls, like what we've had back in the day with the LFL, the Lingerie Football League, right? Like, that was badass women in lingerie tackling and beating the shit out of each other. And it's like, if we can have that, we can have LFC. And again, it's the hand in glove mentality, but it's style like that have their own different, like, they flip the script on actual sports and really just add their own flavor to it. And that's what we got to do,
Yeah. Which I absolutely like. I watched the fighting league with my uncle, and I was like, I want to do this. I want to do this so bad.
Well, and the thing that a lot of people don't realize is too, there's also the wrestling tie in there, because Danielle Monet, who would go on to be Summer Rae in the WWE, is an LFL alumni. And I mean, there's a lot of careers that can be boosted from that. And I also look at it from a stance too. Like, I mean, if we can have the XFL, which failed miserably, with Vince McMahon and the original go around and then the reboot later on, but the LFL is one of those things that's also very timeless. And again, when you look at wrestling, there's women's erotic wrestling. There were so many things that really had the sexual appeal about it. And I'm going to say it right now, sex sells,
Oh, I agree more. That's funny. Sorry. Am I back? Did I go away for a second?
You did, but it's okay. You're totally
there's a mommy dom session that keeps calling me. I'm over mommy dom sessions. Don't call me. I don't do this anymore. I tried it. It was weird. All right.
It was weird. I don't want to do it anymore. Okay.
I don't have kids. I'm not gonna have kids. Don't need to do mommy dom sessions. Yeah, buy everything.
First and foremost, the fact that mommy dom don't want to have kids. All right, I like your style. I get it. I got to say, well, maybe one day you'll have kids, but right now it's like, nah. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And if I do, I feel train them to be little Spartans, little Vikings, savages.
First of all, that's not a bad thing. From what you've done, my goodness, woman, I've seen you run. I've seen you from the personal training side of things. You could whip people into shape and kick ass at the same time. And again, that's one of the things that I admire about you, Laura, because from the personal training side of things and your fitness, you are no joke. And we see results, and the way you look is absolutely fabulous, my friend.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I've been, like I said, I run and I have a powerlifting schedule that I'm on right now. So more kind of like a 5-3-1. So since I want to stay petite because I like the way that I look, but I want to get better muscle quality. So I'm basically still like increasing my lifts consistently, but I have to lift super heavy. So I'm on that program since it's a lot of maxing, a lot of, you know what I mean, really pushing to get your muscles more efficient and stronger without adding a bunch of extra mass. Because for some reason, I don't know why, but I like my weight. I like the idea of being petite, kind of like a Gracie jujitsu, you know what I mean? Like being able to be a petite badass, like small in my weight class and be able to lift and carry, really heavy people. It's kind of like, I feel like it's more impressive if I can take down someone who's, 40, 50 pounds heavier than me. And you know what I mean? And do it with like solid technique and be freakishly strong for my size.
It's also the grace and just the overall discipline that goes into it. And a lot of people don't realize like how big the lift and carry scene is and how much clientele comes from that because they want to see a beautiful, like you put it, petite badass. Put that on a t-shirt. Use the hashtag petite badass. But that's very cool. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one of those things where with how you are as a powerlifter really encompasses your being, just like a lot of guys want to see you lift them. And it works. And a lot of that sells a lot for content.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, it's so interesting to them to be able to be, 160, 170, 180 pounds, or even like 210-pound guy, which like, I was just impressed with myself. I only took it. I was like, hey man, I'm going to try my best. And it went amazing. But anyways, so I upped my weight limit. But to be able to see someone that's super small, be like, what the hell? Like, you're giving me a shoulder ride? Like, what? Like, you're gonna carry me like a baby?
Look at it like this. You're small but fierce. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, I got to say, you got that squirreliness about you. You got the spunk. I'm using all the S words here. You're squirrely. You're spunky. You got that.
Okay.
Yep. So it fits perfectly. It's like, again, the hand in glove mentality. But at the end of the day, a lot of people kind of refer to that sort of like it's a Napoleon complex, but you actually back it up. So it really showcases.
Yeah, dude, I bust my ass every day so that I don't suck. And so I'm not a little bitch. Like I myself that in my head a lot when I'm like doing things I don't want to do. I'm like, I don't want to run. I'm like, all right, I'm not a little fucking bitch. I'm not a little bitch. Let's go. Or when I finish my reps and I'm like, ugh.
See, I mean, a lot of people would think like, oh, you're working too hard on yourself. I'm like, no, you're actually psyching yourself up. Like, you know what? I'm not going to be weak today. I'm going to go out. I'm going to get the run. I'm going to be strong. You're empowering yourself is what you're doing. It's a self-reflection.
Exactly. And then I know that I can do whatever I decide to do because I get to prove it over and over and over, regardless of my mood or how I feel or what's convenient or any of that nonsense.
I mean, I will say this about you, and this is what I love. And I also will just take it back to Sessions for a second because on the tickety old talk there, you
Yeah.
posted with Kimchi, who I love to death, Madison Swan, and I got to say something, Angelina Knight, who's very small and petite in her own right. What a badass she is.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to meet all of them. They're pleasant, like super great to be around. I'm really good friends with Kimchi. Like she's the one who got me started, as I said. And Madison Swan, I'm super close with too. So I only got to meet Angelina that one time. And she was great. Like she was great to work with. I didn't get to fight her because she had her fight with Kimchi, but I got to watch it, and then we did like a spanking clip together where like I got to dominate her and spank her. I'm trying to think. I think we had one other clip together. We had one other clip. I think it was pantyhose like making out. So I didn't get to see the fierce side of her, unfortunately.
Oh, at the same time, too, as well, from the sensual side, it really showcases with her as well because, again, like we mentioned, she's fierce, but she's also very sexy and, dare I say, a cutie beauty in her own right. I mean, like the pantyhose stuff and spanking. Again, that's something that really does sell from the clips side of things, from the
Yeah.
making out the sensual side and spanking. Like, who doesn't love a good spanking? Again, beautiful women such as yourselves, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Her ass was beautiful while I was spanking it, and even cuter when it got that rosy pink.
Hey man, I look at it from a stance too. If you guys have not seen Sessions and just the overall, I'm going to do the image here. The like that, man. It showcases in the work, man. And that's the thing that really sells from the clip side of things, and really just makes for good content. To reiterate that point, but god dang, man, another genre, if you will, of those type of clips. It's also very popular because again, it's
Yeah.
old fashioned, but it never goes out of style, right?
I totally agree. Also, I was gonna tell you, me and Kimchi's cat fight, my first cat fight debut, is August 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's coming right up, and I have a competitive wrestling match with Madison Swan that day as well. So we have a 4 model meetup in Raleigh, and so I have 2 clips with Madison, which are like belly focused, right? Because that's like her jam. Because like her abs, you've seen them; they're beautiful. So they book us a lot for like belly stuff. So we're gonna get that done, and then it's gonna be business time, and then it's my cat fight, right, with Kimchi, and then after I'm gonna do a competitive wrestling match with Madison Swan.
You take up the workload on a day, man. The belly, the competitive matches. Oh my goodness gracious. But I love that. Again, it's the work ethic. And dare I say it, I got to get this before I get it out of my head, man. You're like Akon. You know what I'm saying? Don't be shy, girl. Go bonanza. Shake your body like a belly dancer. I see you. I see you from the belly.
That was a good pull quote. I dig it.
Hey, that's another thing too. Like first and foremost, another thing that's very sexy, and like I've always promoted on this show. I mean, you can tell with the beauty, strength, and dominance, but the work of art with women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something from just the stomach and the ab stuff. There's something about that. It's just cool. I mean, the 8 packs, just to pack on pack on pack, the abs, the pecs, everything on that front is also very cool. And we also see that with yourself, Laura.
Just
Yes,
gonna off just a little bit.
just gonna show it off. Yes. Oh my goodness. But yes, that exactly what she just showcased there is what makes the abs and just the overall the finesse, if you will.
But no, I completely agree. I've always been really into strong female characters growing up and very inspired by them. And yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to be and done whatever it takes to, be a strong female, like psychologically, mentally, physically, and to help push other people and other women to, you know, feel the same way. Yeah, psychologically, mentally, physically. And Yeah, and spiritually, if they are indeed spiritual, I'm just like always a little hesitant to dive into the spirituality topic, just because so many people it can turn them away because I feel like they've had like negativity associated with it in the past, and especially or judgment from people for what they do or the industry they're in, or who knows, maybe their mom or teacher or something. But um, but yeah, I think that's like a big thing that can like help and anchor and drive you if you do have that, wherever you find it, if it's I don't know, even if it's just like sort of like AA, they just want you to say that you believe in a power greater than yourself, that you're not the center of your own universe, and that you can draw strength from other things, or if whatever God, religion, or spirituality or existential thing that you believe in, or that you're into and you draw strength from, I feel like can be a very positive thing. And yeah, actually, so when I was in undergrad the first time, I wanted to be a psychologist, and I wanted to go into addictive psychology. So I got to sit in on all of these sorts of, Narcotics Anonymous, Eating Disorders Anonymous, AA meetings, like the open ones, right? And it was really cool to hear people's start to finish story and turn around, with all of that. And I've never seen such a completely like honest, like just no bullshit, honest group of people in all those meetings, and it was so inspiring. That was actually a big factor in what sort of pushed me to find a space where I could be radically honest and wouldn't have to hide details, or you know what I mean, or tell white lies. Like it's just, it's like it's not good for me.
And that's the thing too. First and foremost, from the spiritual side of things, I see it the way that you do now. Me, I'm a God fearing man, and I look at it from a stance too. I don't try to push it on people, but I will always say that
Yeah,
myself where I am. But that's the thing. Also, I love that you brought that up because a lot of people could kind of like turn that away from you. It's just kind of like, all right, it feels like you're on me. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to explain. We all have different getting ourselves better spiritually, mentally, so to speak. We all have different outlets, if you will. So I
yeah,
mean, the way that you're providing it, and I look at it from a stance too, like the psychological stuff and breaking it down to people, like it just shows that you're intelligent, you're smart, and you overall care. And again, that goes a long way in really helping one and just really being that listening ear, so to speak, you know?
yeah. No, absolutely. I think the biggest hiccup that people have with wanting to claim spirituality or any particular religion is they think if they do, they're going to be judged like immediately by this big group of people, or at any time they make a mistake, and there might be extra guilt associated with that. At least that's what I've noticed. And yeah, so it's just, everybody messes up. Everybody gets extra chances. You just try your best. And like,
Mm-hmm.
I got tapped out by this dude. Like, cool. What did I learn? I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna get tapped out 1,000 times, and then I'm gonna finally tap him out, and that's gonna be a great day. It's gonna it will be celebrated.
Also look at it, excuse me, from a stance too. What's also very cool about that, first and foremost, I tapped out and then I learned. Every day's a learning experience, number one. But
Yep.
number two, what's also very cool about that too is because I also look at it from a stance too, from the spiritual side of things. And we've talked about, the adult work, the adult side of things. Now, again, being judged, they'll be like, oh, what are you doing? This sin, this heathen you. And I'm like, that's the thing that we have. But then again, it's two sides of the coin. If one will be like, okay, do your thing. As long as you're happy, you're not hurting anyone, cool, red, do your thing. And then there's the other side. It's like, what are you doing? How could you do this? This is immoral. And it's just like, it's a double-edged sword, so to speak.
Right, right, right. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I've really enjoyed getting to late in life experience, most everything. I still got a few on my bucket list that I'll be that I'll be following down, but yeah, like I didn't even know what I liked with sex. Like sex was painful probably until I was like 27 or 28. Like I just had no clue like what my body like wanted or how to verbalize that to anybody, and I thought that like even me playing with myself was a little weird, and I couldn't talk to my friends about sex. Like I had a lot of issues with that. I've never owned a toy until someone bought it for me on OnlyFans 2 years ago, and then I got a bunch more. And then
Okay, the reason why I'm also kind of laughing like this, like I am 29 now. I just turned 29. I'll be 30 next year. What's interesting about life too is, again, me love all women. It doesn't matter shape, size, color, what have you. Just give me a woman, give me some great company. I'm happy. I'm a simple man. But I look at it from a stance too. We don't really get like our sexual. I mean, it's funny because we're fine with sex and just making kissing and just tenderness, but then we get into like the positions and stuff, and as we get older to realize what we're kind of into, what we like, and we get to experiment, so to speak. But I mean, like I said, like I'm 28, 29 now, and then you're just still like, okay, I like this, and then you find out, oh wait, I like this. So you explore the avenues, if you will.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's been really great, and having a partner that like wants me to. Like he's like, hey, you should try this. Hey, you should try that. I think you would like that.
That's the beauty of a partnership and relationship right there. And what's cool about that too is, again, besides broadening the horizons, you also look at it from a stance too. Now we're going to get into your podcast here because I did listen to your episodes. I did listen to the Q&A, and I got to say, from a sexuality standpoint, we get to talk about you get to talk about being bisexual. It's one of those things, again, just exploring the avenues, and you're very open about that. And I got to say, that was a hell of an episode. And I'm glad to see you now venturing into the podcasting world there, Laura.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. Yeah, so like I tell you I used to have a health and fitness podcast?
Yes, we touched upon that on the last one where you were really giving advice and really just talking about the overall health and fitness. Like I said, guys, go back to On the Mic with Mike. We did dive into that in the last.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I just kind of like missed having that. And I just I like being able to have sort of an outlet to, I mean, kind of how you do, to empower people to be able to be themselves, like um, learn about a new way of being, or maybe anything that can help open people's minds or help them live a healthier life, a healthier, happier life. I'm on board with. Uh, so yeah, I just kept coming across people that I wanted to interview and talk to, and I was like, man, I need to set this back up again. I was like, I miss it. It's just a good outlet. Like I said, I make $0 and 0 cents, and I have a lot of fun.
That's the thing too when it comes to podcasting. What's fun is you're giving people the platform to tell their stories, but a lot of people don't realize, like, through our words and our actions, we can inspire and help encourage and empower people. So it's an amazing feeling. And I mean, you have the right message with your show, besides having fun and really exploring, sexuality and just interviewing a lot of great people from the fitness side of things. You get to really have that, dare I say, the accoutrement, if you will, and the variety when it comes to your show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm on the road all the time, and I get to be around these amazing, like successful, driven, strong females, like everywhere, you know? And I haven't come across anyone who I'm like, hey, I would like to interview, that has said no. Like, they're like, oh, that sounds great. Wow. Thank you so much. Like,
Well, I'll tell you right now, if you ever need a guest for the future, I'm your Huckleberry, to quote Tombstone. I'd love to definitely do your show.
no, I would love that. I would want to dive about some of the videos you sent me.
Oh, please. I'd be more than happy to. You know what I'm saying? If you guys have not checked out, what I do is a Life of Mike series on my Instagram TV. Really talk about inspiring people and just really the troubles that I've gone through and the struggles, and really just how there is a light at the end of the tunnel and there is a journey. So if it motivates you, if it touches your heart, that's the main thing that we do in this thing that we call life, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think there needs to be, yeah, a lot less focus on um the differences, like um a lot less focus on political differences where people think they're better than other people, like all of the negativity of life. Like, life is hard enough, okay? Life is not easy for anybody, and maybe they have a lot of money, and it's easy to resent people for that, but they still have, like, everybody has their own struggles and their own demons, and there's no one walking this planet that doesn't have stuff that really gets to them and is difficult for them to deal with, because we're all human. And so, to I don't know, to not recognize that, I feel like, in everybody, is what can sometimes give people license to act in inappropriate or ways that tear each other down, um, to try to maybe make themselves feel better, probably. But I feel like that's the biggest human flaw. And the solution to that would be people, I think, gaining a better understanding of the real headspace, the real mind, and getting to understand what people's lives are really like from every single end of the spectrum, and not focusing so much on judging other people, or who's better than who, or who does that make sense? Or, this is my thing, you can't have that thing, you can't wear this dress because
It absolutely makes sense. And I look at it from a stance too, like the political side of things. We can't just agree to disagree anymore. We have to prove why we're right, why you're wrong. And that's the issue that we have, because everybody just has to get in an argument and fight about everything. It's not just politics, just in general. That's why I always use the term united, not divided. Like, we can agree to disagree. We could just stay together as people and as one. But no, we constantly have to bicker, and especially with social media, because, everybody has an effing opinion, and this is why social media is the way it is. There's some good to it from the promotion side of things with everybody's works, but there's a lot of everybody just has to, nobody shuts the fuck up anymore, to put it bluntly.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. So yeah, I if I could do one thing, I would just want people to live their happiest lives, get along, like, do good, be happy, do your thing.
Beautifully said. And I look at it from a stance too. I have a couple final things I want to ask you. And Laura, I'm going to say right now, anytime you want to come back on the pod, the LFC pod, we'll definitely do it again, because this is always a blast, and you're always so vibrant, and you're always so fun. I truly appreciate your time.
Hey.
No, I mean, first and foremost, I definitely want to see an LFC, and there's some future matchups. Mr. Sean Donnelly, LFC CEO. We got Vixie Trace and Laura Cross. Laura Cross and Jetty Bloody Valentine. We got to book that. We got to book that.
Down. I will come. I'm ready to book. I will pay my own way. I don't even care.
Fleetwood Mac over here. You could go your own way. All right, Stevie Nicks, I see you. Miss Go your own way.
You know what? I'll bring a fruit tray. All right. Yeah, I will.
So, a couple final things I want to ask you. First and foremost, what's great about the LFC, we just came off the Sturgis event. It's badass women coming out on bikes and just absolutely killing it. Sturgis provides a lot of music and a lot of different variety. Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world. I got to ask you, from locations, and I know it doesn't matter because you'll go, like you just said, you'll go your own way, you'll pay your own way. But god dang, girl, the lingerie side of things. What's great about LFC, not just the fighting, the entrances, the grandiose entrances. Yeah. What are you thinking lingerie-wise? What are you thinking from the style and profiling side of things? What are you thinking lingerie side?
Oh gosh, that's such a big question. I think that I would definitely want something high-chested, lacy, could be cut in the middle. But I have very perky but not gigantic boobs, and and they just stay up there right on their own. But so I think a nice, like, high chested that shows a little bit of the of of the cleavage right there would look really nice.
I mean, perky boobs and all. First of all, push that hashtag perky boobs. You're blunt with it, but I appreciate it. But no, I think that would also look very nice. Show the little cleavage, not a lot, but a little bit. Give the people something to look forward to, a little tease, if you will.
Yeah, and I think so we want matching lace. I want it to be colored, probably 2 different colors. Right now, my favorite colors are teal with maybe like a coral accent, I think would look awesome. And I like multiple straps on the bottom and probably to cascade up right there would be pretty nice. So I think that's what I'm gonna look for. I don't know if I want any bling, you know,
You don't,
any.
you don't want the blingage, is what you're saying? You don't want the blingage?
I feel like I might, but that also might cut some of my people I'm fighting.
Okay, see, I'm glad that you brought that up. It's so funny because there's actually been stories in wrestling with WWE. For those that remember Elijah Burke, who were going to be the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro, and TNA, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, they would always tell stories like he would wear his cross in the ring, or there were a lot of people from their gears. Like, you could get cut. Like, that's a legit thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to worry about the jewelry side of things.
So I would wear it, but then if we start bleeding, do we have to take a break? Because I don't want to do that.
I mean, we've seen some times where there's been accidents with knees. I mean, there are some injuries a lot of people don't realize, and this is why I love you and a lot of people that participate in LFC. A lot of people know that it's serious, the training side of things in the background. It's not just rolling around in your lingerie. And I always say, if you feel that way, then you should not be in the LFC, and you could just get the F on out, if you will, to quote the WWF, get the F out. That's the thing too, man, because, I mean, it's more than just being sexy. You have to have that skill, and you have that skill. I can see you doing some airplane spins. I mean, we've seen Tomiko the Temptress Tajima, for those that love Tomiko. Tomiko can hit you with that airplane spin. We got a lot of powerful lift and carry women in there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if I'm not on my A game, I'm gonna get smashed. And right.
And I mean, that's a great thing, like, mix as well with you and Vixie, because Vixie's got that sugar fix about you. You know, she's sweet, but when she gets in there, boom. You know what I'm saying? She's Yep, and she's a sweetheart to death, but I gotta say, man, don't let that smile and that sugar honey Archie style friggin' fool you, man, because that girl can go.
Yeah, no, I hope to slowly get to fight everyone.
But hey, man, you're going for the top gun though, right there with Jenny Bloody Valentine. She's been on a winning streak, man. Like, it's like a 180 with Jenny. Like, she went on a losing streak. There was a DQ, there was a loss, and then there was a loss again. But then she started ever since LFC 26. It's been win. She's just been killing it.
Yeah, no, I would just, might as well go big. Might as well go big.
Go big or go home. That's what it is. That's what it is. Now, before we do close this out, and I'll have you promote everything, but I got to say, first and foremost, the OnlyFans, again, OnlyFans is a great community, a great content, great pictures, great videos, great photos. You're doing your thing on the OnlyFans. I got to give you love for that, man, because you're killing it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just now starting to archive and categorize all of my past, I don't know, thousands and thousands of videos, because people keep asking, like, hey, do you have this video? And I'm like, yeah, I have 12. Like, I'm not sure where they are on the feed.
I got to say, if you're not checking out our OnlyFans, it's an absolute amazing watch, and it's amazing view, if you will. I got to say, first and foremost, you also got that nice blend that also fits with LFC. I mean, you got the sexiness, you got the freakiness, but at the end of the day, you kick ass. Like I said, you got that accoutrement. You got the variety about you, Laura.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I just got in my 1% with my OnlyFans. Pretty pumped for it.
Congrats. Nice. So this is where I'll actually step back, Miss Laura Cross. Ladies first, please promote the Sessions website. Please promote the Twitter, the Instagram while you can, because I know you got the backup too. The OnlyFans, please go right ahead. Tell everybody where we can.
Yeah, you don't know how long my Instagram is going to be around, so you better follow it right now. So my current Instagram is Lora Cross Model. The backup is L Cross Model. My Twitter is L Cross Model. My OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/Lora Cross, with the second O is a 0. So LORACR0SS, because the other one was taken. And I actually had Lora Cross as my Instagram, and then it got taken. So you don't know when I'm going to be banned. So you should probably follow it, because it's all going to get wiped clean in probably the next couple of years.
You see the common thread. Just we don't need the O, we need the 0 because somebody's already taken it. It's taken, it gets taken away. Notice the term taken, and we're not talking about Liam Neeson, I will find you and I will kill you. Everything just keeps getting taken away.
It's like it's fine.
Oh my goodness. So those will be in the description and TikTok so everybody can check your lovely videos and your fun videos that you do on the TikTok front.
Absolutely. Yeah. Man, I just made my TikTok. I don't even remember what it is. Do you remember what my TikTok is?
It's Lora Cross Model, so I will put the link in the description for her TikTok where there's panty competitions. You can get them off. There's top competitions. There's a lot of behind the scenes footage. It's always a variety with Miss Lora Cross. So Lora Cross Model. I'll put the link in the description for the TikTok. It'll be on the YouTube and the audio platforms. Everybody can check her out on the TikTok. Heart TikTok. Don't stop.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much. This was a blast again.
Hey, it's always a pleasure and a privilege. And I got last thing to say here with the Lora Cross name. You pay the boss to be the cross, play the cross to be the boss. Flip it around, you know what I'm saying? Pay the cost to be the boss with the cross, huh? Marketability. Yes.
You better not cross me because I'll fucking shut you down.
There you go. I just mixed that together, and that is the bluntest thing ever right there. I love it. I love the bluntness. Laura, do you have any final words for the LFC faithful, the LFC universe, to see you possibly future in an LFC?
Yes, to the LFC universe. All right, listen, you know that I fucking belong there, and I'm going to work and train and grind and fucking smash until I'm number one. Number one. That's right. By the way, to Vixie Tracy, I mean, come at me. Come at me. You got me this time, but I'm ready.
So to put it bluntly on my end, Lora Cross is ready to fuck shit up and fuck shit big time in LFC. Vixie Tracy's coming, so.
Yeah.
For Lora Cross, my name is Michael Larkin. Thank you guys, as always, for listening to another edition of the official LFC podcast. And as always, beauty, strength, and dominance, the 3 key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And Lora Cross, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
Bye.